And welcome to the show. I am your host, the Token Mando, and today we are having a very special show, and
Yeah.
from what they had before.
And also I would say there's kind of when there was already science in the community that proved otherwise. Um and now they've gone and lied to us. And they've been lying to us for decades now. And the society and you know, we have kind of all caught on that we've come a long way from the days of reefer madness when they used to
Exactly.
try to scare the shit out of us that if you smoke this stuff you're going to go killing and raping people, when anyone who's a cannabis smoker knows that's not the way things go.
I mean,
And
you bring up a great point right there. They have been putting that misinformation since '71,
mhm.
and it's nice to see that doctors themselves are recognizing this, seeing that there are things that are applications that it could be used for, such as a great instance of this is the deteriorating diseases such as MS. And
Yes.
it has, with Rick Simpson's oil,
Mhm.
shown signs of halting, not progressing, but halting where they're at so they are able to regain muscle, regain things to their bodies.
Right.
And you know, I believe that they put why would there be an herb on this planet that isn't in some way, shape, or form a useful thing? Like they're finding like certain poisons that are poisons that we would typically think of that as that, but there are treatments for medicines that they're turning that into. I'd love to see that research, that kind of development into our favorite plant.
Yes, and that's coming. That's the natural order of things when you have
I
enough of a
do have to
community.
answer this one thing real
Oh
fast.
yeah.
Everything's going well, brother Shadow. Thank you. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no worries. So that's kind of like in the natural order of things is like there's enough of us in this community that we have been advocating ever since the beginning of prohibition. Ever since 1970 in the Controlled Substances Act, like people have been standing up and advocating and saying, please, you got to let us study this. You got to let us study the medicinal benefits because for a really long time, we weren't allowed to study the medicinal benefits of this plant. We were only The only studies that got funded and greenlit were studies that focused on the harms. And that is why the government was able to say there's no evidence that this has any medicinal value because they wouldn't let us prove it. And going back to like this whole embarrassment and like I think why this is tapering out so slowly is the government is trying to avoid being like, yeah, we totally lied to you about this in 1970 and this was completely politically motivated, possibly racially motivated.
Or ooh, my favorite, and this is just me saying this. During 197 during not 70, 1961, when they started the research, and this is the original research that our government did into the plant, they classified it. And it just recently with the declassification projects was declassified.
Where was it declassified?
The declassification project.
Right.
I believe they declassified only 2/3 of what they did in studies because they have to because it's over the
Oh,
50-year
oh,
marker.
oh, right, right, yeah. And that's the thing is like the truth is coming out. And like and they know this. Um and they're just kind of like casually letting it all come back and hoping that nobody says, "Hey, what the hell? Why
Where did
did you
you?
guys just put us through this for 55 years?"
I mean, I think, and this is just me saying this, it's the paper mills, the paper companies that started this
Okay.
because it was funded by them for the Reagan's bills.
Right. But we're talking back in Nixon.
That is true.
You know, I'm a child of the Reagan era, but I'm aging myself a little bit there.
I'm talking about during, so Reagan may have made it a Schedule 3, but not Reagan, sorry. You know what I'm talking about. Nixon,
Yeah,
he made it fully legal, but Reagan was the one who brought the full war.
the war on drugs was
Yeah.
started by Reagan. The Scheduling Act had already happened, and that was the beginning of Prohibition. The Prohibition wasn't working
Mm-hmm.
in the way that they thought it would. They thought it would
Prohibition
just
never
go away.
works.
It never works.
It doesn't matter if it's
The
with whatever.
And I thought we would have learned our lesson with Prohibition in the 1920s with alcohol, that like it literally created organized crime. Like the mafia exists today because of alcohol prohibition. And then when alcohol was becoming legal and they weren't making that kind of money with with you smuggling alcohol, then they switched to other things: prostitution, gambling, racketeering, drugs, all the other things. And now we have organized crime, all literally because you didn't want to keep a market out in the open, because people are going to use these substances no matter what. There is no law you can put in
Exactly.
place. There is no harsh of a punishment, harsh enough to completely stop people from doing this stuff. So, the way I see it, the government needs to kind of just accept that as a reality and learn, how do we do this safely? Because during Prohibition, we lead to a lot more death, a lot more misinformation. People do not have access to clean, controlled substances. They are having to go off of the black market and hope that they are going to be safe. But most of the time, it is not safe, and it
Exactly.
causes more deaths. There's higher risk for abuse. Um, and this is evidenced by any other country that you see that has more relaxed drug laws than we do. They do not have the problems with substance abuse like we do.
So here's a great instance of this. When you look at how Canada fully did their legalization process, it got rid of their black market almost overnight. Almost completely overnight.
You're never gonna. The black market is still gonna try to hang on. They've been operating the entire time, and they're going to try to figure out a way to undercut the main market, to at least keep something going. But and that's inevitable.
I mean, that is inedible, but as I was saying though, when they did legalize, it actually almost killed an entire black market overnight.
Right.
And you look at how theirs has been, and it's not been great.
Yeah.
I mean, look at how they set theirs up. They made it to where it is a government run facility, or if they want to be a privately run facility, they have to be a medical program.
Right.
And it hasn't been working.
Right.
And when you go into there, they treat you like you're a criminal practically.
Right.
And I don't know
Which
if you've had that same experience going into Canadian depots.
I have not, but I am familiar with being treated like a criminal for this. I won't go into detail, but several times I've wound up in some trouble just for this plant.
And
And just because I defiantly believe in every principle of me that I get relief from this plant that I do not find anywhere else, and nothing in the pharmaceutical community can give this to me. And I don't care if you say I can't use it, I'm going to because I believe in this and I believe that you're wrong
like
and
here,
your rule is unreasonable
here's
and illogical.
a great instance of this. So I know several people who have fibromyalgia in extreme cases and non-extreme cases. Um, so I've watched those people regain their lives back.
Absolutely.
It is magic almost,
Yeah.
and I don't know, you can't see it, but it makes me tear up a little just
Yeah.
thinking about it.
Yeah.
Like for me, I broke my back several years ago.
Right.
I use this as a medicine
Yeah.
to help me with my back, my problems that I have.
I mean, as far as pain management is concerned, there's nothing in the pharmaceutical world that is its equal in the sense that the harm and risk is so low. Now, like opiates
Cause
like opiates, nothing does better than opiates at stopping pain. However, they also come with all the inherent risks and harms. Whereas as a choice, if I don't need the level of pain management that opioids provide and I can manage with cannabis, keep your pharmaceuticals away from me. I'm just fine with my plant.
exactly, exactly. And I know we're not doing a lot of the our favorite. Well, you know what I mean. But let's. It leads us into our next part of our talk, which is what an amazing event that we just attended.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about it?
Yes, the Cannabis Cultivation and Science Conference here in Bozeman, Montana.
Which you guys have been able to catch the stream multiple times and see absolutely amazing content, absolutely amazing people that we were able and to film just a little bit of. We weren't able to get all of it, but it was absolutely amazing. And I say that a lot, but the knowledge that these people brought to the table.
It really was overwhelming. It really was. I didn't know what to expect. I had come from, last time I was really involved in cannabis was in California, and I know how California can do it, and they've been doing it for a long time, and
And
they're
very successfully, we
very
might add.
successfully. Their cannabis events are big events,
Yeah,
and
like the Diamond event down in was Fresno.
oh, right,
Yeah, yeah. I think I got it right for the name.
right.
I hope I got it right for the
You
name. But
you guys can always check. Feel free to fact check us at any time.
I mean, right now, because of that event, we're
Yes.
working on getting specialist training.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that a little?
Yeah. So,
Like,
well, I do also want to just talk about in general the event, how cool this was. That in Montana, it was a bigger thing and drew a larger pool of very, very knowledgeable people. And we had people representing from Massachusetts, obviously our local Montana, But New York, New Jersey, we had guys from the UK, Florida, Ohio. It really was surprising to see people coming from all over interested in getting more knowledgeable on what we do.
And it was amazing to see how many doctors were there.
Yes, and great workshops. I did the workshop with Dr. Natalie, Dr. Greenhouse. And it was 2 hour immersive, getting to tour through the Collective Elevation grow, which is a beautiful grow. And if you guys don't know about Collective Elevation, you guys should check them out if you're in the Montana area. Excellent products. And
Absolutely
I can
excellent
say
products.
from the growing side, their plants are nice and healthy. Um, but we did a lot of education on getting deep into vapor pressure deficit and uh, airflow and affecting humidity and everything and basically breaking down the sciences of how to create a climate and climate control and how to control the variables of the different microclimates that we're creating. And it's just really fascinating. And I think it's exciting that these things are happening where people can show up and like this knowledge isn't a secret anymore.
It
You
isn't.
don't have to know the guy and be able to know the top guy who knows and go and ask him and maybe he'll tell you. This stuff is we can be all out and open and be like, "Hey, come see what we're doing. Let's share resources. Let's share ideas." And that's a beautiful thing.
Like, here's a great instance of this.
Yep.
I have one of these at every studio we have here on the show.
Yes. As you should.
This is one of the leading expert books, but this isn't the current edition, unfortunately.
Right.
This is like 2 years old.
Which I like as this field is developing so fast and going back to the growing pains, there's everyone predicted in the illegal market that as soon as recreational started to become a thing, it was going to affect quality across the board, market saturation, pricing. It was going to affect everything. And all of that has come to pass. And kind of
Now it's
now
just,
we're kind of getting our bearings and learning how to work within these regulations and build to the scales that we need to meet demand and how to scale up a grow like that and do it right because anytime you scale up your problems.
I mean, speaking of problems for scaling up, like another one is the testing pool lot. I mean, you can only get, what was it, 500 grams to go through testing?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. And the real problem is I don't know what it is in your guys' states, but for Montana, we have like one testing facility.
We used to have 4.
And we're not even to our point in the season quite yet of where everyone's submitting everything from their summer harvest and all the extracts they've been producing and all of the edibles and everything. And there's already a backup at our testing facility, and they're talking about like a 21-day turnover on like per product when it should be like 3 business days. And ideally, we want to like we should be able to give you a product and get it tested right away so we can put it into the store and get it directly to the consumer. Because like I come from also a culinary background and like with anything, like the moment it is prepared and ready, it starts degrading and it starts
Exactly.
dying. So the sooner you can get it into the consumer's hands and they can enjoy it, the better, because they're going to be enjoying the full product.
Exactly. Like, here's a great instance of this. So, this is a product that we got on our Vermont branch from a company called Satori. This is a major product problem with their products is the dry back period on oil. So they
Okay.
are serving oils that are older.
Yeah.
And that's again testing.
Yeah.
They complained about
And that's a
them only
testing
having
problem.
one lab in Vermont as
Yeah.
well. I
S-
think that's something that every state needs to
Yeah.
open up is multiple locations for labs.
Well, that's the thing, and like those locations for the testing is kind of like part of this whole regulatory board and stuff like that. So it's going to take the cannabis community coming together and really pushing their local governments and being like, we're having serious backup. It's causing losses. I know some businesses are at risk of going out of business because they have product backup and they can't pay their payroll because they don't have product store.
That's a major problem again because of that. That Sir, that would be Token Revan. He was just trying to call us. We will talk to him very shortly.
Yeah. So
Um, let's get into let's smoke. Let's have some fun.
let's sample some stuff. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what we love, right?
I mean, that's what the show was created for.
Right. So what do we have today?
So I've got some Sultanic products. I believe this one is actually right here. So this one actually is. No, what's wrong with my hand? This one is the I can't even read it.
Lost glue.
Thank you, thank you. This one's the Lost Glue. This was the strawberries.
Okay, we're looking at 85.9 total cannabinoids, 4.49 terpenes.
PPU isn't the best.
That could be on the lower side, I would say, for
So when you
like.
scan the label and you look
Well,
at the
it
PPU,
is a batter,
it is.
but I would like. I mean, I guess that's it really is strain dependent, and we really don't know enough about like how much percentage really makes a difference, or like just the presence of the terpene itself is the effect, or we're still not understanding the actual like biochemistry and reaction that's happening with us and how we feel the cannabis. But you know, I would say I do like when I see 8%, terpenes on my or if they get above 10, I do get excited. Now there have been times where I've been surprised
This
that
is
the
the
numbers have been
Stardust
high on the terpenes
from.
and it doesn't have that much flavor.
This is the Stardust from Quaking Aspen.
That's nice. And Quaking Aspen has solidly pretty much everything I've tasted
I
from
mean,
them has been really nice and very terpene pronounced.
we had Charles on the show several moons ago now,
Oh, nice.
but you know, their quality and their products have just been improving. Just absolutely, it's just yeah.
Yeah. And that's what we want is to constantly be improving. We know we can make great things, but that doesn't mean we can't make them better.
Exactly. Now I kind of like hitting this thing dry. I know you don't.
I mean, I don't mind it dry. I don't mind it
I
dry.
wish I had a actual proper dry top for this.
Right. Right, instead of using because I feel like even the residual moisture in there affects the feel of the vapor. I'm just wrecking his studio over here.
That's fine.
All right.
All right. So yeah, no, we've been trying really, really hard to, grow this brand as hard as we can.
Mm.
And it's been a interesting experience trying to get this brand to kind of get out there more.
Right.
Now, I don't know which Stardust that is. They just kind of gave it to me
Okay.
and said, have fun.
I mean, it definitely smells stardusty or star doggy,
I
kind
got
of.
a kind of like you remember the old dogwood strains?
No, I didn't really have much for those.
So it kind of
Um,
reminds me of like the
and
older.
also my old strains are I'm from New England. I'm from Massachusetts. And so like we had skunks and white widows and white shark and great white shark and all of those and a lot of good hazes. um, East Coast loves the really hyper energetic type of strains that you don't see a lot out in the West Coast because the plants grow really tall and they take a real long time.
As we have Q-tips right behind you.
I've got yeah, and I've got some tips too. Perfect. I do want to while you're loading that up, I do want to sample this. You said it was Star what?
Stardust.
Star Dust.
Yeah, Charles and them, they said it was an absolutely amazing one. This is one that we got randomly when we went over there several moons ago. So this has probably been on the shelf, gone, and all of that, but we had it in the back of our little dab fridge for the longest time, and I figured you'd want to sample something that
Yeah,
wasn't really out there very
it's got
long.
some of that really nice like sweet funk of OGs, like old OGs, but not quite as like pungent gross funk. That you sometimes get with like those original OGs, and especially being out in California and like getting real ocean grown. Like that stuff would be like, ooh, ooh, that's that's funky, but
Like, I
in a good
remember,
way.
dude, you remember that? I don't even remember the name of this, but it's like been so many moons since I've seen this. It was golden on the outside, but like pure green for the nug structure
Okay,
on the inside.
yeah,
It was
but like
gooey,
almost crusted around.
but it tasted like pure OG.
Okay, like original OG.
Yeah, I haven't seen something like that in like close to 10 years. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Oh, is this do you know is this just a BHO
It's a
or
BHO.
okay. I just want to actually I am going to hit this one a little bit lower. I usually increase the temps from my live rosin and live butters. Um, I usually hit my live rosin around like 486, 488, depending kind of there's some variations between runs and strains as you know, like sometimes you have to dial in a degree or two. Um, but yeah, for normal like BHO butters and caviars and stuff like that, I usually go like a 498. But I think I'm gonna do kind of right in the middle of that, like a four. I think this pink setting is set at like 494. So
I think I put mine right now to just about 450.
okay,
Just a little hotter because I got a little bit bigger reservoir in here.
okay,
So it takes a little bit more heat to get that to work right.
Well, that's actually real low, 450.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but that's gonna give you
Oh, the terp
probably the
profile.
most rounded terp example. Actually, for tasting, I'll turn this down to live rosin, and we'll get a good taste of it. Which one's this?
That's the same one.
Oh, this is. I've been
I
been
think I got it a little
testing
hot.
with your Dr. Dabber as far as if the glass chamber seems smoother than the ceramic chamber of the Pavka. And excuse me ahead of time, I cough a lot with BHO.
Oh, it's all good. I do too. A crazy amount.
Oh, that is nice though. You don't cough, you don't get off.
Oh yeah. Ooh, fuck, that hurt.
That's what we used to say. I don't know if the kids still say stuff like that.
They don't say that anymore.
I feel like the
Wanna grab that water bottle right behind you?
as things becoming more relaxed. This one?
Yeah, it just keeps almost getting knocked over.
Oh yeah. As things become more relaxed, there isn't so much of a need for a cannabis counterculture. It's kind of accepted in that I feel like it isn't so much of an allure for a lot of teenagers who are like looking for ways to rebel. You know, where like cannabis is like kind of having the stigma removed from it, so it's also kind of having the thrill of doing something wrong out of it. It's like, oh,
It's like going and drinking a beer.
I would I would disagree. I would say going to drink a beer would be far worse.
Well, yes, but the thing is,
And I would say
the
it has
stigma behind it
the stigma behind it.
going
Yes.
away like that.
Yes.
That to me would be
Which I don't understand why there isn't more stigma about alcohol, but
well, there isn't because you gotta remember the
There's-
government took it
there's-
away because they wanted their extra money.
well, also they interestingly prohibited all our other substances and was like, well, you can take this one, you know. And I do have a little bit of the reason why I get a little passionate about this stuff is I have a background as a dual diagnosis counselor in California, um, and through practicing that, um, but sorry, I lost my train of thought.
You're good. You're good.
Sometimes that happens after a good dab.
Oh, exactly. Whew.
Which that was a very nice dab. I did enjoy that Stardust.
You know, I don't get good. Like, this is one thing I like. I will say, and this is something I don't know if this is a bad thing or a good thing. This is something I've noticed.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I'm hitting a BHO, okay?
Yeah.
It's not the cough that I get that's really bad.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I get sinus swelling.
Interesting. Okay. I'd never really paid attention to that, and I have like chronic sinus issues, and
You know, that was one thing I always wanted like to like talk about that. And I've tried talking about that with Overlord and with Token Revan. But, you know, things happen. We don't get to like going and putting that on the show. But I feel like with certain like with using a butane extraction system, stuff
Right.
like that, versus going and processing this through a hot plate or the other many different methods of making a rosin.
right.
Um, just between those two processes, I get like less problems. less weird issues with my own body.
Right.
And because my body is my temple.
Yes.
And again, we do a lot of things here on the show. So I can kind of use my body as a, badly enough, an experiment.
As an experimental tool.
Yeah.
Yeah. As I have done with most of my life. Probably a little too much. But
Like,
but
I remember one time, this is like, I was working for this company, and it's legal, but it's medical at the time.
mm,
I'm not gonna say names or anything like that for that company because that company does no longer exist.
right.
And but I can remember they got the tincture math wrong.
Huh.
They put way more in that jar.
I'm I never hate when that happens.
I mean, I don't
Just
hate
as
it when it happens,
just
but
like I do need to know before I go full on and just like drop a whole dropper in before I'm about to do something.
I mean, they said the droppers were 15 milligrams. No, no, no. They were 100 milligrams per dropper.
I mean, that's more like the stuff I like to do. However, like
I
I
don't want
do
to do
need to
that.
know that. I do need
Exactly.
to know that because if you tell me it's just 15, I might throw a couple droppers in and all of a sudden I've done 400 or 500 milligrams and I was like that was not the plan for today. Edibles is like the one type of consuming this plant that can really stop my day.
So, like, it's kind of weird. As I've gotten older, I've gotten more and more and more and more immune to edibles.
Yeah,
And it's like
I would agree.
they stopped, like, a 15 milligram for me is just a normal candy.
I don't feel it.
I don't feel it at all. And
I
when I
I
go and I take
hardly would even feel a 30.
100, I don't feel it. I took on the show here, I think we took 8 or 9 sinful drinks. And
Wait, the full drinks or the shooters?
the shooters, the really concentrated ones.
Okay, so 900 milligrams.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And I drank all of them. And I didn't feel
Those
anything.
ones, those ones, see, that's interesting, and I think that comes down to biochemistry because there's something, and I wish I remembered, but somebody was, one of their reps was explaining to me about how they do their process to increase the bioavailability of it, and I did notice that, like for me, like I seemed to feel it and I seem to feel it like right away. Whereas like probably like 10, 15 minutes after I took the shot, I was like,
I
ooh.
mean, yeah.
And I usually don't get that. I usually like I would say like baseline would kind of be like 120 milligrams, which yes, I know is absurd and like please do not gauge your use based upon that. For most people, like
5 to 10 does them
5 to
in.
10, like for a lot of people, 15 milligrams is gonna do more
When
than you expected it to.
when we did that, I did state, please, please, please do not do what I do here on the
Yeah.
show at home at all.
I have always known my body chemistry was different, even when I just started smoking cannabis. Like, I never tapped out.
I've
When,
only had one time in my life where I tapped out.
yeah.
So I was with Token Overlord, our Overlord for short.
Or I will tap out if my lungs gas out, but that happened later in life.
So for me, it was Overlord gave me my first jab. Now, at the time, it was a little bit of a miscommunication.
Mm.
because at the time in California we didn't have oil. We had hash
Right.
and flour.
And like real bubble.
I know. I miss that, man.
Handmade bubble.
Dude, Balinese style bubble.
Mm.
Oh,
And
so I
yeah, sorry, I could
we I
even the
you got
mention
something
of
that would
it,
get
like
me
I
going
just
for
started
hours.
thinking of like golden full melt from Mendocino and just
I
like
haven't seen that in like a
I
year.
I probably haven't seen any of that. And I to admit I haven't been around and seeking that out. I've been pretty planted here in
Although
Montana, but like I probably haven't seen hash like that in like 15 years, unfortunately.
I saw some when I went down to Sacramento last. It was it was not a true golden.
Hmm.
It had a little bit of a tint to it, but it was dabbable.
And not even golden,
It
like
was gooey.
white blonde.
Oh God.
Like almost like an ashy blonde or not ashy,
So
creamy.
let me get into the story where
Sorry.
Overlord.
I love hash so much if you couldn't tell.
I mean, I have several things to use it. So yes, I do too. So like when I was with him and another buddy of ours. Again, I won't name names. But again, at that point, I had never had a dab. I
Hmm.
thought he was talking about hash.
Right.
And that was a new thing for
Because
me.
that's what I know as concentrates at that point.
Exactly. And he gives me this. He gives me a special, as he calls it. That man took a
It's a
giant chunk
special.
and put it on the nail.
Yep.
He heated up the nail and then put it on. At the time, we were using titanium because that was what we had.
Right.
And
No one knew shit.
Overlord made me melt into the goddamn car floor.
That was actually the one time that like I felt like I'm truly unsafe like with how high I was. Like I was like normally I wouldn't think twice about doing things that they say you shouldn't with while under the influence of cannabis. I don't really feel it the way I think you guys think I feel it. It's like I do feel the medicine, but the impairment I don't get. I actually get a lot more clarity. Like when my system's calmer.
Mm.
Uh,
So for me, because I do have, and I don't mention this kind of stuff often, but as we get closer to our goals and then I pop off my lid, I'm gonna, start talking a little bit about myself a little bit. But I am autistic. I am an avid supporter for the autistic community.
as am I. Yeah.
And honestly, I don't think of it as an impairment. I think of it as a tool in your arsenal.
Absolutely. I've never had any doctor tell me I was autistic, and I've asked if I was somewhere on the spectrum because of my sensitivities to things and the way I analyze social interactions and all of that stuff. But I have had some friends who know the autism spectrum very intimately being like, yeah, on a very light side, but definitely. And honestly, it doesn't change things for me one way or the other, but I think I have somewhat of a foundational understanding of.
Yeah, and that's something that again, I support him the community full-heartedly. And I would rather see people grow and, become better people.
Yeah.
That's just the thing that about me. I like seeing people grow and
Yeah.
become better people. As I get older, that becomes more and more of a thing. I want to see people learn more about how to use this amazing medicine.
Yeah. And
And
we haven't been able to figure that out because of prohibition, and which has led to like people not knowing how they should be using this and just interpreting it based upon what their dealer says. And like I did watch this whole thing on how like it's approached the same way that alcohol is approached, where you just kind of do as much as you feel like you can handle, where like now that this is like gonna come out and we're gonna be able to do more testing on more like active human testing in therapy applications, and like actually seeing how this stuff applies with our newer knowledge that we didn't have in the 1960s.
you know that. Sorry, I don't mean that. We're going into a different plant now. Our favorite little goom.
Yeah.
But
Uh, I'm
there
sorry.
has been some
Passionate
real
about all this
studies
stuff.
on how it affects with you in consuming our favorite plant.
Yeah.
And there has been some new studies that is a positive effect, but also has a negative effect on our dopamine levels.
Hmm.
And that was interesting.
And I'm glad we can test and find that out now.
Exactly. I mean, it was fascinating to see that breakdown. All right. Well, we are getting to the point where we're at the kind of getting towards the end of the show.
Did we want to sample one more
Oh, heck yeah, we're always
extract?
down. You want to try it on this?
Yeah, let's try this machine.
Oh, did you find that cap over there?
Oh, the cap for this?
Yeah, that marble.
Is it? Oh, the marble. I looked in there and
Is it a
I didn't really see. I mean, there's this that looks like it's got a bit of a carb cap on it.
I mean, that could be used.
But oh, I did not see the marble. Oh, hey, oh, this marble.
Yes. You know what's funny? I got this from the Burn Gallery down in Burlington, Vermont.
I love Burlington, Vermont. My older brother used to live in
Which
Winooski, right across the border, and before I was legal, I'd go out and
we're trying to actually review for them.
really?
Yeah,
Well, let's do it.
dude, it's gonna be
I
epic.
miss Vermont weed. That's actually like, even with all of my time like everywhere, like the the weed that I was able to get in the late 90s, early 2000s out of Vermont, out of small growers. Like these are the tight, heady people, and not much is being made, so be grateful for what you get. And that remains to this day the absolute best weed that I have ever smoked, hands down.
You know, there's
Like,
one, and this is from the early
or
thousands.
did we? All right, I have some Madison River stuff, which is a Sacred Sun company, um, and but also you have this Sultanic stuff.
So let's do the Sacred Sons.
Let's do Madison River. I feel like consistency across the different quality grades.
And I am
What Mark is doing over there for them is I fully 1000% support. If you look If you look at my dab fridge, you would you would know. You're like, ah, yeah, it's there's only like one or two of like another company. I stay pretty loyal because I appreciate what they do and I appreciate the prices. But um,
Good product
I
is good product.
yeah, but
At the end of the day, like for me, I kind of have to stay a little on the neutral side.
yeah.
Like
Now the Sultonics live rosins though
they got some phenomenal
are
stuff.
so. I had that shipwreck. Did you taste that at the hash fight?
I didn't get to go to the hash fight.
I thought I saw you at that. Oh no, I'm thinking of the Puffin Paint.
I was at Puffin Paint.
Yeah, they had it at the Puffin Paint.
Yeah, no, yeah, he did. Oh my gosh.
I
Sahil
have I
has
have a gram
so
of it
much of that out
frozen at
there.
home that I'm saving for later because that was just a great run.
Oh my gosh. So Sahil, when I got some of that stuff from them, thank you again to Sultonics and Euphoria for being able to graciously get us some amazing products here onto the show. I don't say it enough, and when I do say it, I kind of sound cheesy, but hey, it is what it is.
So what do you think about this? This is a live butter chimera.
Chimera?
And the top three terpenes are caryophyllene, myrcene, and or limonene and myrcene.
I'm just kind of preheating the banger,
Yeah,
getting it a little hot, not getting it to the temp yet.
no, warming it, priming it.
Because cold glass causes thermal shock. Thermal shock equals burns on me.
Yep, sure do.
I mean, last time we had one of these pop,
Physics is a doozy.
it popped and it went onto. I was wearing a kilt, right?
Mm.
So I was wearing my kit and it popped right onto my thigh and it burned straight through my kilt into my thigh.
Hey,
I had to pull glass out of my leg. It was not fun.
no, no, don't. Kids at home, don't do that.
Please don't do this at home.
All right.
Pre-warm your stuff,
Pre-warm.
especially if you're in a cold area.
Yeah.
Just getting it up to room temperature
Out
or up to
and
95 degrees.
out here in the winter, oftentimes our room temperature is like 65 degrees, maybe lower. You know, probably. And I've been in houses where a lot of people don't keep their houses above like 55, and you wear sweatshirts. Do we let it cool a bit? Do we have a temperature reader?
Not up here right now.
That's the upgrade.
I do have like 4 of them. So that's the fun thing. We have one by Red Bear, the company that does Mothership glass, the Terp Timer. We have one of those. We are working on getting a dab.
Get some of that. I just took a little swipe. It's probably still. Oh yeah. Oh, now it's probably you're probably getting a tastier one than me. Filling that helmet, buddy.
It's like $100. You know.
Yeah. That's awesome. That is great.
You know, that's one thing I love about the helmet.
I mean, no one says that like after you do the reveal that you can't put it on to take some dabs. No,
Exactly.
there's no rules against that,
I know.
right?
I hope there isn't. I hope.
I mean, if there is rules against it, I've had a habit of breaking rules for my whole life. So,
So what did you think of this rig?
I wish it had a little more perking to it. But I do like that style of banger, and I got a smooth hit out of it. But I'm sitting here kind of like I don't think I get it.
I get it.
You know, I'm like, what's the advantage here?
The advantage for
Like, I
me,
guess, I mean, there's a decently large chamber to gather initial vapor.
the distance for
Um,
me is right here.
yeah,
When I did the initial review, and I kind of complained about it a lot,
yeah.
it's still slightly short.
It is a little short. I
I
mean,
wish
I
it
mean, even
was.
the Puffco mouthpiece, when you match it up, is
We're not
so
even going to
much
talk about how
higher,
short something is.
right? Whereas like this seems convenient, even if I have the XL chamber on here, there's only this amount of distance.
Although, if you look at the distance that it goes down to cool for its initial cool,
I mean, that is neat. But also, I would need so much more testing and so much more back
this is
and
my
forth and
testing
back and forth.
between doing all of them. I love this device.
Yes.
My gripe
And I
is it
do
needs to
love
be
this
about
device too.
this much taller
Yeah.
for the glass.
My gripe is your carb cap.
The carb cap sucks.
My gripe is your carb cap. It doesn't like this with just the simple, and I never would have thought it's just like
No, that's
duh.
the
You
original.
make it rubber.
This is the original stock carb cap because
Yeah.
I cap its
But like
stock.
having like the glass globe like pinched in by the disc, like as soon as you start spinning it around and get the like after the first hit and the smallest amount of reclaim is on there, it's
It's like
like
stuck. It's like look. It barely is
it's
moving right now.
yeah, you're like you can give it a wiggle.
You mean if you twist it, you can get it,
Yeah, because you gotta like loosen the. But even so, it's
but
still
you're still
just
having to
gunky.
twist
You
it.
can feel it gunky. Like I kind of like loved that the first time I hit my Puffco, I was like, this feels like the future. This feels like I remember from the original dab devices. Do you remember the it was the stem with the ceramic cup
Oh
with the metal
yeah,
coil with the glass globe over
the
it?
the one that
The little glass globe that has no airflow whatsoever. And as soon as you pulled it off the first time, like they made those rubber rings so tight. I actually have a scar on my finger here from
the
coming
globe
back from a
popping.
fish show, and like I'm in the back, and I'm like putting the globe on back in the dark, and it just broke, and the shelf like broke in here, just went boom, and I'm like.
Do you remember the magic
Does
flight?
anyone have any type of cloth or paper towel?
Do you remember the original magic flight box?
The Magic Flight Box.
Dude, I have burned myself so many times on this device.
Wait, what were they? Describe it. I've
So it was
seen
that
so
one that
many.
was
I've
like
seen so many
it was the one
devices.
was like this. You can take a any kind of like AAA battery
Yeah.
and stick it in there, and it would immediately heat up the bowl area to like almost true vaporization.
I did not use anything like that.
I used one. I had one, and you want to hear something funny?
Yeah.
That thing blew up in
Always.
my hands.
I believe it. We really had no fucking idea what we were doing, and people were just making products and
Just to make products.
throwing them out there. And
Like
actually, I
what?
remember jerry rigging products. We actually took like from the nicotine vape carts. We like broke off the bottom of one of those and realized it fit around the 710 cup and like and melted a carb into it to fix the airflow problems and like still use that glass globe pen but like MacGyvered it up.
Like here's something fun. Like my trusty
I've
old.
never seen the gold volcano.
This is the 10-year
That's a
anniversary.
touch. Yeah.
I got it because I was like,
I haven't hit a volcano in honestly like 18 years. and which is wild because
We
I had
used
one on
this.
loan for a while. A buddy of mine was like, I never hit it, and you smoke way more than I do. You should have this thing. And I love the Selecta size bags, and I would make them make them about 4 feet long. I had a girlfriend at the time, and we'd be asleep in bed, and
Did you ever realize you can take a turkey bag and do the same shit?
yeah, that's what I did. I was like, I'd never get the actual volcano bags that actually were like silky and didn't have much noise. I got like the Selecta size like turkey bags that were like and in the middle of the night it'd be like 2 a.m. We've been asleep and like I'd wake up and like quietly like fill that vaporizer bowl and like put on the thing and go bah! My girl
I
would
mean,
be
this
like,
thing is so loud. Like, this is
and
without the
my
heater
girl
on.
would be like, "Are you serious?" And I'm like, "It's not a big deal. It'll be done with. It's almost full." And then it would be full, but it's a it's a 4 foot bag, so I'd be like,
Oh my god,
and I'd
that's
be hitting the
funny.
thing for like 7 minutes, like as it's like crinkling. Oh man.
I
Yeah,
so
I wasn't
I
a great boyfriend when I was like 21, 22.
so what I made was last year I took one of the bags for this and I got the bag like the 10-foot bag for it. It popped within 2 days.
Yeah, and you're like,
Because
what
it
the fuck?
takes.
Why did I?
So you do a whole bowl,
Yeah.
right?
You have to like do multiple bowls to fill it, right?
You
If
took
you really
It
want
took
to like keep
five
fresh
bowls.
vapor.
5 bowls. A
Yeah.
half ounce to fill this thing.
Yeah. Get in
I
here.
literally went like this when it popped. My face just went just like really, and then I realized I was in the
That's why you
bathroom.
never fully fill it.
So I realized I was in the bathroom. So I quickly ran over, threw a towel down,
Underneath the door. Seal
just
it
to
in.
keep it from
Seal it
hitting
in. Get
everything.
what you can. I get it.
I hotboxed the bathroom in 2 seconds.
Accidentally, but
And
hey, we're in it.
so
You
here's the
know, when
fun
life
part.
hands you lemons, you make lemonade. You
Here's the
hotbox the bathroom.
here's the fun part. I was in a hotel suite.
That's the best part.
Yeah.
I have smoked in every hotel bathroom I've ever stayed in since I was probably like, since I realized I could do it,
The
which was
sneak a choke.
probably about like 19. And then I realized I'm like, oh, turn that fan on and like don't smoke in the morning before checkout. No, no. If you have to do that, go outside. But like night before, when it has time for the fan to run all night, and especially if you take a shower in the morning, all washed clean. They never tell. And it's not enough if they ever did catch a whiff of it. It's not enough. It has to be a certain amount where they can call you and bill you. I know everyone's like super afraid of those like smoking fines. I am the kind of person who recklessly tests the waters. I'm too scientific. I'm like, really? You say it's that way? Let me check it out.
Like I didn't get in trouble for this. I kind of similar to what you did. After the hot box was done, I turned on the fan. I quickly ran over and turned
Yeah,
on the shower as best I can to hot as I could.
yeah. Just as like I've been flying with weed, but like I've been flying with weed in my carry-on ever since like what
Dude,
was that? 2014,
I have harder times with
2016.
devices
That was funny.
than flying with
Was
weed.
that election that California went wreck?
Yeah,
Yeah.
2015.
Yeah. After that, I was like, okay, it's going in my carry-on. Before I would vac seal it, throw it in my check
No, it was
luggage.
2014 is when it went wreck.
It was 2014. I
Because it
was
was the
right.
year I
Okay.
graduated high school.
All right.
I was like, All right. Got a job in it for a little bit.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah. Oh man.
Those were the days. Well, guys, we're gonna end it here. So peace and much love. We'll see you guys here.
Yeah, thank you, Mando, for having me on. It's been a pleasure.
All right, see you guys soon.